Aquarius, hello. For those of you who have been here before, welcome back. And to those of you who it's your first time, welcome. I'm Denise. This is Surrender to the Flow Tarot, and I will be doing a timeless, that means whatever time you come across this, it's time for you, general reading for the collective of Aquarius. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Ascendant, or Venus. It's a general reading. It's not going to resonate with everybody. Take what does, leave what doesn't. Don't put yourself into a story that's not yours. It shouldn't relate. You should resonate. Okay. You should feel it in your bones. So I missed all the readings last week because I have stuff going on with my voice. As you can hear, it is like noon. This is just what I sound like now. I start speech therapy in a week. So I might be taking more time off, but I wanted to do readings, so I'm doing them. Of course, I picked cards that require a lot of talking. So I'm trying to work that out. Okay, so today we're going to find out what divine feminine entity is standing with you and you can call on right now. Hold on. Well, were you doing that, or what sacred site is relevant in your life right now? And then we're going to ask for like a heart thoughts card as like a reminder. So yeah, I'm a little scattered because I didn't do a pre-reading this week. I just kind of going for it. So that's what that is. Okay, so for you, I already, well, oh, it's the divine feminine. Okay. Might do both. It's just going to depend, you know. Okay, Aquarius, are you ready? 2. You got 2. Dope. Lalita, the red goddess. Playfulness is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me back to the light. And Lakshmi, the goddess of abundance. I choose to feel abundant. Wealth is an inside job. Interesting, like a transformation where you're growing from one level of you to the next elevated level of you, to this, like, from you're already in a pretty dope ascension place, but you about to be like the sun, like blinding. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Let's see what the book says for those. Okay, just settle in. It's going to take a minute or two to read through this. Just let the information seep into you, work its way into you, and see how it resonates for you in your life. And if you want to tell me in the comments, cool. This is going to be like a reading where it's more of you, all the connections you, the viewer, are making in your head and in your heart. Then I'm just giving you like a tool, and what's happening is going to be on your end. I'm not really going to know, probably, unless you want to tell me in the comments. No worries either way. Okay. Lalita. Lalita represents the spontaneity that graces a heavy moment and reminds us that joy is a powerful spiritual practice. Lalita Tripura Sundari is a Hindu deity known as the Red Goddess because of her connection to desire. Ooh. Less glary. She's often depicted sitting on a lotus with 16 petals known as the fulfiller of all desires. So lotus flowers are important for you right now, or lotus, the symbol of it. She's holding a golden bow that represents the mind, and 5 golden arrows that represent the 5 senses. The ancient devotional text dedicated to her, the Lalita Sahasranamam, is a list of her 1,000 names that fulfills all of the desires of a devotee simply through its recitation. So you should probably look into that. I'll spell it. Lalita space capital SAHASRANAMAM. One of Lalita's many names is she who plays. The Sanskrit word Lila means divine play. Lalita loves when her devotees are able to move beyond dualities to the point where we are not separate from what we desire. If you're not familiar with Abraham Hicks, YouTube search them, and then any subject or just the vortex, or Abraham Hicks, the vortex, Abraham Hicks, the law of attraction, Abraham Hicks manifestation, and just pick something that resonates, like that speaks to you, and see if it resonates when you listen to it. She loves puja, or ritual worship, for this reason, because it moves us from out of our ideas and thoughts of the divine and into our hearts, where we can experience the divine directly. Lalita is known for her spontaneity and for liberating her devotees with joy. She's the consciousness that comes when we get so caught up in taking ourselves seriously that we forget the simple pleasures like sunlight on our face or the taste of a ripe strawberry. I can't imagine forgetting those. They're so crucial to my existence. You know what I mean? I have to have them. It's like brushing my teeth. It's like drinking water. I don't have to taste strawberries, but I do have to have pleasure in my food. She's the delicious moment when we remember that we don't have to take everything, especially ourselves, so seriously. So y'all need a break. We don't have to be perfect or know the right mudras or yoga poses or chant for hours on end. What's divine is inherent in us. It's remembered, not learned. That's right. When your soul selects her card, answers arrive from disengaging with the energy that created the problem or question to begin with. Disengaging with the energy. We so often hold tight to what we desire with a grip that actually inhibits it from arriving. My throat is hurting. I'm supposed to take a 30-minute break in between each reading, and I did not do that with the one before this. And oh, sorry, Aquarius. If I take a 30-minute break in between each reading, I'm never going to get them done. I'm going to be like in a different space. I'll figure this out. So the next like month or so, like into July, it's going to look a little different on the physically different and also just different format as I'm figuring all this stuff out and healing my throat. Okay. The secret to desire is holding it lightly. The secret that the red goddess knows is that we already have everything we desire. Definitely look into the vortex. So we can trust that what the soul craves is and always has been ours. This is the levity that sparks a shift, a change, an expansion. This is the moment that we remember we are not separate from what we desire or from the divine. Lalita is the brilliant moment in a fight between lovers or friends when suddenly someone mispronounces a word and both crack up laughing. She's the levity that comes when we loosen our death-like grip on what we think we desire. She's the gorgeous, much-needed reminder that we don't have to suffer our way to what we want most. The path to what we desire and to becoming the soul we need to be in order to receive it can be paved with joy, with divine play, and with the sacred process of lightening up all along the way. Your soul voice meditation is, how can I add more playfulness to my life right now? And your intention is, playfulness is a spiritual power. Laughter leads me back to the light. And we still have another one to read. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Okay. So it feels like you're at a place where you're thinking too much, or you're worried too much, or you're out of alignment, and it's those kinds of things where you're like, it's because your stress is happening, or your stress is happening because there's a control aspect happening. So it feels like you're going from this one level, right, of dopeness, and you got to loosen up a little and go with the flow more, so you're going to become the even more dope version of who you already are. Oh, funny, I didn't realize this. Lakshmi is right before Lolita in the book. Lakshmi personifies the splendor and affluence that arrives when we align our every action with what the soul desires most for us. Reverence for the Hindu goddess Lakshmi dates back to the 1st millennium BCE. She is known as the goddess of wealth, fortune, and prosperity. Her name is derived from the Sanskrit roots Laks, L-A-K-S, and Laksa, L-A-K-S-A, meaning to know, understand, or to have a goal. She is the wife of the Hindu god Vishnu and has many festivals that are celebrated in her honor. In the ancient Indic epic, the Ramayana, R-A-M-A-Y-A-N-A, so maybe watch it, Lakshmi is said to have miraculously sprung from the foam of an ocean of milk churned by the gods. Lakshmi is often pictured in her iconography holding the lotus. Again, the lotus, right? Did the lotus come up for you earlier? It was, I guess, in a different reading. But when the lotus pops up, it's a symbol for you to pay attention to. I was just going to say, if this also came up for you earlier, it's a double symbol, but it's not, so just ignore me. This is symbolic of the fact that great beauty arises from the dark richness of the earth under any circumstances. All that's needed is the auspicious or divine timing for the lotus to come into bloom. Her essence, then, is about understanding the goal in life to realize the abundance of the soul. When your soul selects her card, abundance looks different to each of us. Some people have incalculable material wealth, but are bereft of a sense of purpose or a greater vision for their life, and so are left feeling lost. Others are considered poor in financial wealth, but walk around radiating love and the kind of light that has an inestimable worth. Lakshmi is the auspiciousness that begins to bloom in our life when we align our every action with the work our soul has come here to do. Lakshmi reminds us of the ultimate goal, which is not making money, but being able to know our true bliss. What makes us feel lit up like a glow stick while we're doing it? What work doesn't feel like work at all? Lakshmi is a wink to find that vocation, that bliss, so that what is within us comes into full bloom through something we can do and show the world. Lakshmi represents both the gold we can hold in our hands and the gold we can become by doing work that feeds our soul. She's the reminder that true abundance doesn't come from our bank statement. It comes from a state of mind we enter when we know we are contributing great worth to the world in the effort of becoming more love. Your soul voice meditation is, when do I feel the most abundant? And your intention is, I choose to feel abundant. Wealth is an inside job. So both are about similar things, right? Staying true to your heart space, staying in that lightness, catching yourself when you're starting to fall into rigidity in the dark part, right? Let's get your heart thought card. I pull one of these every day for myself. I've been doing it since I got them, and I really like it. I write down what it says, and then I write on it, like meditate and write on it. And it's been really helpful for integrating the lessons into my affirmations into my life. You know what I mean? You can have all this knowledge, but if you don't integrate it, what good's it doing? I bless my family with love. I love and accept each member of my wonderful family. They in turn love and adore me. All is well in my world. So maybe some of y'all are having some issues with your family right now, and that is what the stressor is. And this is about the reminder to pull back and get into a lighter space of being for yourself. But for some of you, this might be for you to do that with your family too. Try to see the good. Don't, find the win-win in things, not compromising and not sacrificing, okay? All right, Aquarians, thank you for coming, and I hope this was helpful, and hopefully I will see you again next week. Bye.